Firstly, we have to revise the limit from the problems. Okay, so that limit x tends to 0 e to the power x minus 1 by x equal to 1. We have to prove this. For this solution, we know e to the power x minus 1 by x equal 1 by x times e to the power x minus 1. And in binomial theorem, we have discussed about e to the power x expansion of e to the power x. That's why e to the power x is 1 plus x square by 2 factorial plus x cube by 3 factorial plus dot 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 dot, and this minus 1 is here. This 1 and 1 cancel, then multiplied by 1 by x by x is 1, x square by 2 factorial divide by x is x by 2 factorial, x cube by 3 factorial divide by x is x square by 3 factorial, and so on. Then limit x tends to 0 e to the power x minus 1 equal to limit x tends to 0 e to the power x minus 1 by x equal limit x tends to 0, this value 1 plus x by 2 factorial plus x square by 3 factorial, and dot dot dot. If here is 0, 0 by 2 factorial is 0, 0 square by 2 factorial 0, and so on. All other terms having x, they obtain 0, so only 1 is the answer. In this way we can discuss, we can deal, we can solve the limit problem as we have discussed binomial expansion in this year. Now moving to the next question, find the limit, that is limit x tends to 0 1 plus x to the power n minus 1 by x. We have to collaborate with binomial expansion. Here limit x tends to 0 1 plus x to the power n minus 1 by x equal limit x tends to 0 1 by x taking common, or that 1 by x is here, times numerator is 1 plus x to the power n. The binomial expansion for 1 plus x to the power n is 1 plus nx plus n minus 1 by 2 factorial x square plus n minus 1 n minus 2 by 3 factorial x cube plus so on. And finally this minus 1 is here, 1 and 1 cancel. This is using binomial expansion, I already mentioned you that. And the limit, then 1 by x times nx, x cancel, we obtain n. Similarly here 1x, similarly here x square, and so on, by multiplying 1 by x in the expansion given inside the bracket. Finally if x tends to 0, this term, whole terms, other terms are 0, only the first term is remaining, so limit x tends to 0 1 plus x to the power n minus 1 by x equal to n. Now moving to the next question, so that limit x tends to 0 log 1 plus x by x equal to 1. So we know that limit x tends to 0 log 1 plus x by x equal limit x tends to 0, 1 by x is taking out, then inside log 1 plus x, the expansion of binomial theorem of log 1 plus x that we have already discussed, that is x minus x square by 2 plus x cube by 3 minus so on. And limit, now multiplying this term by 1 by x cancel, we obtain 1, here x square and x cancel, x by 2 plus x square by 3 minus so on. Then while applying limit x tends to 0, other terms are 0, remaining 1, therefore limit x tends to 0 log 1 plus x by x equal to 1. Now next question, it is important question that we have discussed earlier as well. So that limit x tends to 0 sine 1 by x does not exist, but limit x tends to 0 x sine 1 by x exists. As x tends to minus 0 in negative side, 1 by x tends to minus infinity, and as x tends to positive side, 0 in positive side, 1 by x tends to plus infinity. In such case sine 1 by x can take any value lying between minus 1 to 1. As sine 1 by x cannot have any definite value, not fixed value, so limit x tends to 0 sine 1 by x does not exist. On the other hand, if x does not equal to 0, sine 1 by x is a finite quantity which lies in minus 1 to 1. So 0 times a finite quantity is 0, 0 times a finite quantity is 0, and x sine 1 by x exists. Now moving to continuity part. Test the continuity of the following function at x equal to 0. First of all, we have given the function f of x equal to x mod by x, where x does not equal to 0, and 1 x equal to 0. So for left hand limit, f of x equal to limit x tends to 0 minus mod x by x, that it gives minus x in negative side at 0 to negative side or from that particular point. So minus x by x is minus 1. Limit x tends to 0, f of x equal to limit x tends to 0 plus mod of x by x equal, it gives positive value x by x equal to 1. Thus limit x tends to, this is left hand limit, does not equal to right hand limit, so limit does not exist, hence f of x is not continuous. We have to prove this is not continuous at x equal to 0. And for condition of continuity is left hand limit equal right hand limit equal to functional value. So here limit does not exist, so it is not continuous. First condition is failed. And another is absolute value function, that is mod of x is x if x is greater than or equal than 0, and minus x if f is less than 0. We have to understand this part. Okay, now this is important part. Test the continuity at x equal to 0 of the following function f of x equal to e to the power 1 by x minus 1, e to the power 1 by x plus 1. It is very important question. For left hand limit at x equal to 0, limit x tends to 0 minus f of x equal to limit x tends to 0 minus e to the power 1 by x minus 1 by e to the power 1 by x plus 1 equal e to the power 1 by x, that is e to the power minus infinity as x approaches to 0 in negative side. That's why e to the power minus infinity by e to the power minus infinity minus 1 by plus 1, it is 0, 0 minus 1 by 1 equal minus 1 by 1 equal to minus 1. I will show how that e to the power minus 1 equal to 0 here also. We know e to the power x equal 1 plus x square by 2 factorial plus x cube by 3 factorial and so on. And similarly e to the power minus x is 1 by e to the power x. That's why 1 whole upon 1 plus x square by 2 factorial plus 1 x cube by 3 factorial and so on. When x tends to infinity, then it becomes e to the power x becomes e to the power minus infinity is 1 over 1, all x are infinitive. X infinity, all these terms infinitive. Infinity plus 1 is also infinitive. So 1 by infinity is 0. That's why e to the power minus infinity is 0. E to the power minus infinity is 0. But what is e to the power infinitive? You have to find it. Find it. Okay, e to the power minus infinity is 0, but e to the power infinity is what? If you apply here, and you will get some ideas or the hints. Okay, you find yourself. Now for right hand limit, dear students, limit x tends to 0 plus f of x equal limit x tends to 0 plus e to the power 1 by x minus 1 e to the power 1 by x plus 1. So as we know e to the power minus infinity is 0, that's why e to the power 1 by x is taking common here, remaining 1 minus 1 over e to the power 1 by x to make e to the power minus infinity. Here also taking the same common, these two terms are cancelled, and limit x tends to 0 plus 1 minus e to the power minus 1 by x, because 1 over e to the power 1 by x goes off, it becomes this, here becomes this. Then 1 by x is 1 by 0, that is minus infinity, 1 plus e to the power minus infinity, and 1 minus e to the power minus infinity is 0, 1 plus 0, that is 1 by 1, 1 by 1 equal to 1, or directly you know that is the value 1. What is left hand limit? Minus 1. What is right hand limit? Plus 1. Since left hand limit does not equal to right hand limit, so the function is discontinuous at x equal to 0. In this way we can solve this problem. Okay, now move to the definition of derivatives. A function y equal to f of x is said to be differentiable with respect to x if the limit s tends to 0 f of x plus s minus f of x by x exists. Limit s tends to 0 f of x plus h minus f of x by h equal to 0 of f of x by h exists. This limit, if it exists, is called derivative or the differential coefficient of f of x with respect to x. It is denoted by f dash x or dy by dx or df by dx, and in a same way we can represent this. The different coefficient or the derivative of f of x for the value x equal to a is denoted by f dash a. F dash a equal to limit s tends to 0. Simply x is replaced by a. You can remember in that way, f of a plus h minus f of a by h. And we know that the continuity of a function at a point is a necessary condition. Continuity of a function at a point is a necessary condition but not the sufficient condition for the existence of the derivative of the function at that point. Continuity is the necessary condition but not the sufficient condition of derivative of a function at a particular point. Now, on the basis of same concept, here I have taken another example. The example is so that the function f of x equal to mod x minus 3 is continuous but not differentiable at x equal to 3. We have to, that is necessary but not the sufficient condition. To verify that condition, we have taken this example as well. So let's see, it is continuous and but it is not differentiable at the particular point x equal to 3. So for that, dear students, we have given f of x equal to x minus 3. So f of 3 is 3 minus 3, 0 mod, that is 0. Functional value is 0. And left hand limit, for left hand limit, no, for this is right hand limit. First right hand limit plus taken, that 3 minus 3 is 0. For left hand limit, limit x tends to 3 minus f of x is equal limit x tends to 3 minus x minus 3 mod. In case of left side, that gives smaller than the particular point, that gives negative minus x minus 3, that may be 3 minus x as well. So minus 3 minus 3, 0 minus times 0, that is 0. So left hand limit, right hand limit, functional value all zeros, hence f of x is continuous at x equal to 3. First part is continuous, we proved. Now we have to prove, we have to check whether it is differentiable at x equal to 3 or not. For that, let's take right hand derivative. Limit s tends to 0 plus f of 3 plus s minus f of 3 by h, like a plus h minus f of a by h, that I have already shown. Limit s tends to 0 plus, and what is 3, f of 3 plus h? F of 3 plus h is x is 3 plus h minus 3, 3 plus h minus 3. Similarly, f of 3 is 3 minus 3 by h. Limit this cancel, this cancel, mod h by h, that is positive side, that's why h by h, we can find 1. Similarly, left hand derivative, that is limit s tends to minus 0 minus f of 3 plus h minus f of 3 by h, and it is also mod h by h, and for left hand side h is negative, minus 1 is right hand derivatives. Left hand derivative does not equal to right hand derivatives, hence f dash ex does not exist. So f of ex is not differentiable at x equal to 3. So from this example, what can we conclude? That if the function is continuous but that may not be differentiable at a particular point. Okay, now we have to find the derivative from the first principle. Find the derivative from the first principle. It is very important question. Let me take the question e to the power sin x. E to the power sin x. So let's suppose f of x is e to the power sin x. F dash x is limit x tends to h tends to 0 f of x plus h minus f of x by h. We have to start from here. Or derivative of e to the power sine x by dx equal limit. That means derivative of e to the power sine x by dx f dash x means limit h tends to 0, e to the power sine x plus h minus e to the power sine x. F of x, here you can put x is replaced by x plus h, and here e to the power sine s in a given function by h. We have to suppose this is first function. Now we have to suppose sine x is y, f of x is e to the power sine x, that's why now we have supposed f of x this, but simply sine x is supposed by y and sine x plus h is y plus k, is s tends to 0 and k tends to 0. It means if sine x is y, then sine x plus h will be y plus k. When s tends to 0, yes, s tends to 0, we will get a sine x. Here k tends to 0, we will get y. Here simply plus s, here plus k. If both approaches to 0, we will get the same result. That's why we format in this way. And if sine x is y and sine x plus y is y plus k, then from the first, derivative of e sine x by dx equal limit s tends to 0. E sine x plus h is what? Y plus k, and e to the power sine x is e to the power y. X, y is supposed by sine x by h. Then limit s tends to 0, e to the power y dot e to the power k and e to the power y, so that e to the power y is common, and here remaining e to the power k, here remaining 1. And then what we have done is this divided by k times this is k by h. So k cancel, e to the power y is common. If we multiply, you will get this, and by h itself h. So what we did from this step to this step, let me highlight again. E to the power y is taking common, here remaining e to the power k, here remaining 1, and h is written as k times h equal k times k by 1 by k times k by h. K cancel, 1 by h is written as 1 by k times k by h. So 1 by h equal to 1 by k, 1 by h equal to 1 by h. So that e to the power y is taking out, limit k tends to 0 as h tends to 0, then k also tends to 0. So k tends to 0, e to the power k minus 1 by k. To apply the formula, we have developed this, and again limit s tends to 0, k by h I have written. We have just simply separate, and the value is 1. We know e to the power y itself e to the power y, limit s tends to 0. Now k, what is k? From here you can find k is sine x plus h minus y. Y is sine x, that's why it becomes sine x plus h minus sine x by h. Again k is sine x plus h equal to y plus k. Then what is k? What is k is sine x plus h minus y. Y is what? Sine x, that's why it becomes sine x plus h minus sine x by h. So sine c minus sine d formula, you know, s minus s equal to 2cs. That's why 2 to the power y itself e to the power y, limit s tends to 0, 2 times cos x plus h plus x by 2, x plus s plus x by 2 times sine x plus h minus x by 2 by whole by h. Then e to the power itself e to the power x, limit s tends to 0. Then cos x plus x is 2x plus h by 2, and these 2 goes here. Sine, this x and x cancel, s by 2 whole over this h, and this 2 becomes s by 2. Then we have to apply the limit e to the power y times if h is 0, 2x by 2, that is x, 2 to cos x we obtain, and limit s tends to 0, sine s by 2 by s by 2 is 1. That's why e to the power y times cos x we obtain. That's why e to the power y we have supposed sin x, so e to the power sin x times cos x. Therefore derivative of e to the power sin x dx equal e to the power sin x times cos x.